Time now for an in-depth look at the market news this afternoon, and for that I'm joined on the line by Dr. Kim Seiwan, professor of economics at Ewha Womans University. Professor Kim, thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Devin.
Well, U.S. stocks were up overnight on strength in the big tech companies. Despite the surge in coronavirus cases, the Nasdaq is at yet another all-time high. What's the story in the global markets?
U.S. market is rising continuously over the last 2 weeks, which reflects investors' strong confidence on nearing economic recovery. Particularly, U.S. markets momentum is led by 4 high-tech corporations of Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, and Amazon. As a result, in yesterday's market, Nasdaq increased by 1.4%, and Dow Jones Industrial also increased by 0.7%. At the same time, Shanghai market also had a straight rise over 2 weeks, but it is true that fears on too fast stock market increase is growing together.
Well, Korean stocks today seem to take their cue from Wall Street. The KOSPI and the KOSDAQ strongly higher. Tell us about the local market.
Domestic market has a decent positive return for today in both of KOSPI and KOSDAQ. This rise is affected by U.S. high-tech's great performance yesterday. KOSDAQ increased by 0.9% today, and this big rise is led by Kakao and Naver, like high-tech companies. KOSPI also increased by 0.4% today.
Well, now with the U.S. having opened its economy back up a bit in the past couple of months, demand for oil is back up. The price of gold, though considered a safe haven, also continuing to rise. What's going on here?
International oil price stayed at $30 per barrel level after outbreak of coronavirus. And that price decrease was further accelerated by oil-producing countries' excess supply of oil. But U.S. gas demand is steadily increasing as U.S. economy reopened. That made international oil price higher yesterday. Western Texas Intermediate increased up to $40.90 per barrel, or 0.7% increase in a single day. Gold price is also increasing quickly. The price of the gold increased over $1,815 per ounce. We know that gold is regarded as the safest asset in the market. So higher gold price indicates there is still fears on second pandemic and collapse of the stock market.
Well, back here in Korea, we see that in May, the number of low-income people increased by 100,000. That's defined as those living on less than half the median income, but also depending on other factors like household size. But tell us about that statistic. It seems likely it'll rise as this goes on.
Right. About 2 million people are receiving government's minimum subsistence support as of May. But as you said, the increase of the number of recipients of this program is almost the same as last year, even with catastrophic coronavirus shock. I think government emergency cash-out program mitigated the rise of this program's recipients. But since we can't do the cash-out program over and over again, there should be something more tailored supporting program on this low-income group.
Got it. Well, the pandemic's impact on the economy has, of course, affected many people's lives. Young people in Korea are relocating to the capital to look for work. In March and April, the number was twice what it was a year earlier. What effect will this influx have on the economy, and what can be done to deal with it?
Young regional workers increasing move to Seoul and actually Gyeonggi metropolitan area is something we experienced in the past. Two economic crises of 1997 and 2008. Basically, it represents local economies are more affected by coronavirus crisis. Actually, except agriculture and fisheries, local economies are more based on service industries like restaurant, hotel, sightseeing, and so on. So young workers who live in local area are more suffering from coronavirus compared to that of the young people who live in metropolitan area. Government can provide regional economic boost-up programs in the third supplementary budget program. That will be effective way to mitigate this problem.
All right, Professor Kim, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.